setting up the fuel pump. I'll be going over briefly how to take out your rear seats to get to the fuel pump. If you don't know, your fuel pump is in the back of the car, behind the rear seats there. Even though it's a coupe, it kind of has rear seats. But we're gonna be looking to install I cannot pronounce this name to save my goddamn life. But whatever works, pump this is here. We'll be installing this today, or we'll be trying to. It looks like it might be missing a connector piece there, but we'll figure that out. But let's get going on that. So in case you aren't sure, for this application you need the 9301S. This is a specific model that goes for a 2013 Genesis Coupe. It comes with everything supplied here. I put the 2 O-rings up here, but it also comes with a little bit of lube, which is sitting under here. And I got the, if that'll focus, DW300. That's so I can run pretty much as much fuel as this 2.0 liter will take without having to swap out to a potential different fuel pump. Might have to do something with injectors, but we'll get to that later. You can see you have to pull a tab that's in the center of the seat here. Hold on, I'll move it up so you can see that. So there's a tab in the center of the seat. You got to pull that down. There's going to be this piece of cloth. You have to lift that up. That'll expose. Jesus, it's kind of hard to see there, but that'll expose these bolts. There are 12 mils. We got to take those out to get this top seat out. So once we do that, we'll be able to take the bottom seat out too, and then the fuel pump should be right under where my hand is right now. Alright, so I was able to get that spot out, but now we have to take the bolt out that is right there. We should be able to pop, then we should be able to pop the seat up from there. Sorry if it's dark lighting, I'm doing this in a garage, my bad. Alright, I got that seat out. As you can tell, there's the fuel pump there. But it's a Phillips head. I'm not sure what size, but that's what we're going to need to get to that fuel pump, take out the assembly, and then we can start with installing the aftermarket one and plus the fuel. There is a clip here that we're going to want to take out first. Kind of hard to see, but that's the first one that we're going to want to do here, because we can't pull this cover off until we get that clip off. Right there. And then here we're going to clean off as much of this situation as we can, because we don't want to have any contaminants go into our fuel system. Obviously that'd be really bad. So I'm going to get some cleaning materials, wipe this down as best as I can, and then disconnect these lines so that I can undo some of these screws here so I can pull that pump out. Sorry for the strobing, that's kind of just what LEDs do. But next we're going to be disconnecting these 2 hoses here. We'll be taking out these here, which is a, looks like an 8 mil. So we'll be taking these out with an 8 mil or a screwdriver. Mine are a little rusted, so we're going to be doing an 8 mil. And for these hoses, obviously rags. We're going to have gas. Alright, I got the hoses disconnected here and here. You push on the top of these blue tabs and pull out. I had a little trouble with this one here. That blue part, so I had to take a screwdriver and push it a little bit to the side to make sure I don't break anything. Now we're going to take these out to pull out the assembly. And remember, this assembly is made out of plastic. If you break something, oh man, this assembly is about 500 bucks. You don't want to have to replace that. Alright, so this is what we look like right now. There's a little bit of rust and stuff in there that I want to get rid of. So I have went and bought a can of dusting air so I could push that stuff that's around it out. So I left 2 screws in before I'm going to take out that assembly and start replacing the pump. But yeah, pick up one of these or something like this so you can push all that rust and nasties out. And if you can see, I've put the clips partially back in there. So I got the fuel pump out. I did spill a little bit of gas right there, but that's why we have that bottle of vinegar. This bottle of vinegar, I just water, vinegar mix, maybe a 10-to-1 ratio, the larger ratio being water. But now we have, as you can see, we have the fuel pump out. You have to be careful with this here. You have to angle that out. Make sure you only take this fuel pump out when there's less than half a tank of gas in here. As you can see, there's actually gas still in there. So when I go to take this assembly and take this apart, there's gonna be gas in there, which is gonna suck. So I might take it outside and do part of this outside, but looks like we have our filter, which is here, which I have a box for that. But our pump is gonna be in the middle here. We gotta disconnect some stuff. Well, we'll get started on that. I'll set up a tripod and see what we can do. All right, so we gotta get this top piece off here. This one already came out, but it looks like these just pull up here. This is what holds that piece kind of in the assembly. Looks like we also have this clip here, but this, get this out. You don't want to lose these, by the way. Get this out. This is a little easier with a screwdriver, but I'm able to get it with my fingers here. So I can take, that's all gas, oh my God. A small screwdriver for this. So we're able to disconnect these bottom here. It's these on the top. Disconnect these. I don't know if you can see that. And then we have gas in there. Looks like we do have some baddies. So we will toss this. We'll give this a toss the gas that's in here. We'll give it a rinse and dry it. Before we put it back in there, we'll make sure this whole assembly is super duper clean before we put it. But this is what we'll be replacing, which is this pump here. Disconnect this. And then we'll start working. We'll turn this like that. You gotta be very careful with this stuff. This assembly is all plastic. So we have the new filter here. Part number should be right there, but this is the new filter, and we can actually start assembling the pump into here prior to swapping things out. But I'm gonna do the best I can to try to explain that. This is the first time I've ever done this, so it might take me a little bit. I don't know if I recorded this properly, but I was having issues with the fuel pump. I still haven't finished completing that yet. But this is what you'll need if you buy your kit from Injuku Racing. You might be missing parts, so contact Deatschwerks with these part numbers. They're over here, and they do send you all of that stuff. They have the new hose, filter, the connector. Hopefully the connector fits, but I'll set you up on a tripod so we can get that taken care of. You should get this connector here, but you have to cut this zip tie here, cut off this top piece from the other fuel pump, because you need this piece here for this one to go onto the fuel filter. This one's a little big. We'll try the small one first. Getting it past this lip is pretty difficult. So if you need to, you can heat it up. Don't use flame though. It says to use a heat gun, and I think I might have one. Use this one here, the one that came inside of the one there. This is the pre-filter for the pump. Take this little guy off on the bottom. Find that locator. Alright, I don't have much battery, but this is what it looks like with the reinstalled tube. Hopefully you get a good focus on that. sorry if this wasn't the best. I was running out of camera battery and I was having some troubles with certain things. But she's all ready to go. Fuel filter and fuel pump replaced.